You know you're authentically anointed when people who got more than you don't like you. And you're trying to figure out why you attacking me when I ain't got nothing. I hope y'all tear up this church. God said, if they hate you at this level, what they gonna do when I elevate you to a whole nother place? This is just the beginning.
What reportedly started as a party has taken a devastating turn. We know from Metro Police that sometime around 9:15 last night, shots were fired inside of the building and a man in his early 30s was hit.
The greatest blessing of each day is to wake up. God is a great God. I may be in pain and not well, but I serve a mighty God and still will give praise on this great Sunday morning because he continues to give me life with breath in my body. The Bible says God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. This was the last post of 31-year-old Barrington Moore on Sunday, April 14, 2024. The beloved community leader was big on helping young people and built his life around being a youth instructor. Sadly, that passion to help youth would tragically lead to an unforeseen unaliving of the vivacious youth leader, leaving the community torn that someone would harm someone who helped so many. Barrington Moore spent the majority of his time working with youth at Nashville Inner City Ministry in Tennessee. It was also a program that he had been a part of since he was a kid. Barrington was said to put in real work in his community and places like South Nashville Inner City Church and North Nashville Rocketown Youth Basketball League. He was in fact an all-around person who also offered services of TV mounting, furniture assembly. He did photography, installation of ceiling fans, light fixtures, doors, locks, and more, plus community service hours. Barrington said, you name it and he can do it, and that he was a jack of all trades. He even got his own license to be an armed guard for events and different gigs. He was a former CO at DSCO, a former armed guard for Allied. It was simple. If you needed Barrington, he was there for you. Even though he was a positive light for many, Barrington was still human and felt life pressure just like anyone else. On April 9, 2024, he posted to his Facebook saying, Lord, it's me, and I'm here to tell you I'm ready whenever you are. People, I'm all right. I'm just tired physically, mentally, emotionally. No, I'm not talking in S-side form or ways to harm myself. I'm okay. Like most people who constantly help others, they often neglect their own self-care. He put out so much good into Nashville, Tennessee, and continued to do so after April 9th. On the night of April 18, 2024, one of Barrington adult's cousins called him for help with his younger cousin, 15-year-old Darrin Fleming. Though Darrin was only 15, he had gotten into some run-ins with the law and was on probation currently. According to Darrin's older sister, she and her mother tried everything they could to get him on the right path. Barrington was said to be one of the people trying to install positive things into Darrin's life. So when Darrin was at a party at a short-term rental on that April 18th evening, he did something no one would have imagined. Because Darrin was on probation, he also had a curfew time that he needed to be home, which was by 8 p.m. That time would come and go for Darrin, and he decided that he did not want to leave the party. Since he was not home, his mother asked Barrington to pick him up. Once Barrington arrived, he found his cousin hiding in a closet, and the two would end up in a scuffle. It was during that scuffle that Darrin allegedly shot his own cousin multiple times. According to the official reports, police said Barrington was shot inside the property in the 900 block of Youngs Lane. The shooting was reported at 9:17 p.m. He was allegedly shot several times in his torso and passed away after being taken to a local hospital.
15-year-old stands accused of shooting his cousin to death because he didn't want to return home and abide by the rules of his juvenile probation. A shooting inside a short-term rental in Nashville puts a family in the middle of a criminal investigation, and they're navigating it from both sides.
According to police, Barrington Moore came here to pick up his younger cousin from a party at this short-term rental. And it's that younger cousin that police say shot and killed him. 15-year-old Darrin Fleming was at this short-term rental in Bordeaux, but the teen was on probation and was supposed to be home by his 8 o'clock curfew. But when the teen's cousin got to the home, the two fought. The teen shot the cousin and the 31-year-old at the hospital.
The shooting reportedly occurred during a high school-age party with some adult supervision. Darrin Fleming ultimately was charged Friday morning with criminal unaliving of his cousin. Of course, when the news spread about the untimely loss of Barrington, so many people were hurt across the city, especially all of the young people's lives he touched. Tons of people took to Facebook to share how special of a person he was. One writing, "My condolences to the family of Mr. Officer, Dr. Principal Moore. I love you. One thing about head honcho, he had a skill of turning troubled boys into great young men. He never gave up on you. He always wanted better for himself and his family. I woke up to the bad news. I treated the situation like I lost my big brother. I'm still in shock." Another wrote, "Today is a sad effing day. I just can't believe you, head honcho, was taken out of this life doing what he did most. And that's being there for our youth the best way you knew how. You are supposed to still be here. I can't stand some of these new kids and the parents that let stuff go on for so long, then act surprised when stuff hits the fan. I'm so disgusted by this. God be with his family and friends during this tragic time. Forever be." Those are just two of the many tributes to the man who touched so many. Barrington had a kindness and unwavering dedication to his community. His legacy as a true activist and a lover of people will forever be etched in our hearts. And that's what one loved one wrote. They went on to say he had an incredible gift of turning any gloomy day into a radiant one, leaving smiles in his wake. It is unfortunate that Barrington had to lose his life in the worst way behind another gun in another young person's hands. Then to add insult to injury, it was his own cousin that he cared so deeply for. Now Darrin has thrown his life away sadly and left a family torn and divided. This should not have happened. My thoughts and prayers are with all involved, and I just pray that things between the family can be mended. I'm sure Barrington will want everyone to support each other like he did for others when he was here. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.